Well, they're saying that Halle cheated.
What?
DDG.
For real?
The rumor is that she cheated with Brent Fayez. But my thing is, they always put these
Another
things
deep
on.
voice motherfucker.
No, he doesn't have a deep voice, Brent. I
Oh,
think you think
no,
of
sorry,
Giveon.
I'm thinking of Giveon. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Oh,
But
He has the whole voice.
but Brent always gets attached to these narratives whenever he takes a picture with a girl.
that's funny as hell.
And he just took a picture with her recently.
He's the
And he
scapegoat.
was hanging out with her and Chloe recently. And so I think people just attach the narrative because it's
It
Brent.
could have been Chloe who was messing with him.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's who I think more than likely it was.
Like,
But
I just don't feel like it's in Hallie's
Personality.
personality.
I was
You
so
know what I
shocked by
mean?
it.
yeah, she's a Disney princess.
She's just so, but at the same
Wait,
time,
Norm has something.
But at the same time, if you used to watch her and her sister, they would go Instagram live on like Sundays.
She's the ratchet.
Do the relationship stuff, and even though she was really soft and cute and all that other stuff, she would say some shit, and she'd also clap back at a lot of people that were getting
Yep.
at Chloe.
She's the
so,
spicy one out of the both of them.
so
Okay.
maybe
And she very much is the one that
Maybe
would
she got a
dabble in darker
awakening.
humor than Chloe would.
Okay.
Like she's that type.
I feel like Haley would be the more freakier one within a relationship. Hallie, sorry.
Yeah.
Hallie is
it
probably
Haley?
more of a
Hallie?
freak.
Hallie.
Halle, right? Yeah.
Halle Bailey.
Sorry.
But within a relationship, then Chloe is outside of one.
I can see that. I mean, yeah, we also have that narrative that like
It's hard for me to even look at them like that. Honestly, still for me, I'm just
not
like,
for me. I never watched them growing up.
Yeah,
I watched them growing
didn't
up,
watch
so
them
it's like
growing
for
up
me to even, I don't know, it's just a little weird. But yeah, no, with Halle, I just like Alicia said, I can't see this happening because of her personality.
But sometimes it's those people.
Yeah, it's be the ones you least expect. And I think also people have the wrong impression of DDG. Like,
Yes.
very much the wrong impression of him. And
Yeah.
it's his own doing. It's his own fault.
Is it?
Yeah. He said they broke up on at one point and they didn't. Or no, he said
he was lying and stuff.
they were pregnant. He said he posted that they were pregnant and it wasn't true the first time, but then he posted it again
Oh.
on
People were
April
like, "Wait, what?"
Fools. And it was true, but because it was April Fools, everyone's like, all right.
But
Boy, Cry
also,
Wolf.
wasn't it? They broke up before because he was going on Twitter and he was talking mad shit about like leaving her and gonna find somebody else. Yes, like
I don't remember
before the pregnancy. So everybody, when they found out about the pregnancy, they were like, "Girl, what
Confused.
the fuck?" Like because he
Really?
allegedly cheated on her. Then
Well, they said he cheated, but it was you saw that he posted the text message with Ruby Rose,
Yeah.
and he didn't cheat, but he did say something that was questionable,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he had done it because he was under the impression that Halle had cheated. That was his
I don't remember this at all.
understanding of it. But I remember the whole Ruby Rose back and forth, and yeah,
wasn't there something with a,
'Cause
a
Ruby Rose
music
is his
video
ex,
as well?
Yeah, she is.
Ruby Rose is his ex. So yeah, I
He has a
think
good track record, bro.
I think people.
He does.
He does, yeah. No, seriously. And he's a good guy. Like I've met him. He's
Say a word.
yeah, we YouTube Black with 2 years in a row they brought us out to DC and he was there.
Dope.
And he's just very chill,
Yeah,
very
man.
quiet,
Bro,
very to himself.
I used to watch his vlog, so I remember him like literally putting on his whole family and like being
He's
in
a
his
hard
space.
worker,
Yes,
bro.
be like, yo, I made 300 grand in 2 months. This is how I did it. Like,
yeah. No,
it's
he's a
crazy.
very hard worker and like
Yeah.
times where people are like we're all YouTubers and
Mm-hmm.
some of us like I'm not bringing my camera. Like still got his camera on him no matter what the situation was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just watched him grind his way up and like the pranks and all that stuff
Yeah.
early on. Like he was a big influence on YouTube, especially for Black vloggers.
Yeah, and him and his girlfriend were very public too.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he paved the way for a lot
Facts.
of people that we see today, and I don't think because he's not boisterous
He's
like
not
that.
loud about it. He's very
not
humble.
He
loud
is
about his
boisterous,
stuff.
though.
He's
I feel
boisterous
like
as a
it's not-
troll.
He is boisterous in a specific, for whatever reason, his thing comes up on my Snapchat all the time. And everything, like if I watch it, it's money, jewelry, this. So
okay.
he is very boisterous. Like he's always saying that he's spending money, but I think it's a particular community that knows that he's boisterous. It's not on the main platforms.
Yeah.
It's not all over Shade Room
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Right? It might be on Shade Room
Oh
Teens.
no, definitely. If you watch this shit, he does not shy away. Like Watch when he bought his first really fire whip, and like he was going with it everywhere, and like with his
first
community,
RM,
he
I remember
popped
that.
shit for sure.
Yeah.
But just as a mainstream in the public and stuff like that, he's not really out here beating his chest until people start trying him or
Yeah, or
questioning
play
his
with him.
ability. And Joe Budden is somebody who decided to do that.
Yeah. Which is very
and-
annoying to hear.
But you know what it is by now, man. We talked about this outrage marketing.
Yeah.
Joe's thing is I don't know if it's negligence or if it's researching that person's demo, realizing their reach, and being like, I'm gonna get ignorant with this one, because you know how they say "Don't know who for frightened." Like you know who to mess with, and he's never messing with someone that will actually retaliate and do something back in his mind.
Okay, so you think all this is intentional from Joe's part?
Sometimes I think it is. I don't know always.
Yeah.
But I know sometimes
It's calculated?
for sure it's calculated.
Yeah.
Because I watch podcasters do it all the time. A lot of podcasters are like comedians. They think in segments to post online. They don't think in conversation. Like we just let a conversation flow here.
Yeah.
For them, they're like, no, we have to hit
Where's
this.
the clip? Where's the clip?
We have to
Yeah.
hit this clip. I need this clip. And so in terms of Joe and the evolution of the pod, it's always been controversy from misinformation. It's always Joe not having the full information,
Which is so
popping
funny.
off like he does, and then the fan bases come, and he doubles down the next episode, triples down, and whoever stays. And he's never gonna lose followers for it because everyone that listens to him expects this from Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like it's a foolproof plan. Like you can't lose with it. And he did this with DDG, and DDG, I don't think he expected to clap back at him because DDG doesn't do this.
Exactly.
But he had time
he
this
did.
week.
This is funny.
Yeah,
DDG, that's
I've
a
I've
funny
never
guy.
seen
He
him
was
on
separated
this
with
type
his
of time
girl.
in my
What?
life.
DDG is funny. Like
No, I knew he's funny. I'm
Okay,
talking
but-
about
I know, okay.
clapping back. Like he takes so much shit from the public and never says a word. This week, I've seen him do 3 different streams and a podcast.
He's sick of this shit.
all about Joe. And he's been cutting him up. He says, you have 30 years of life. When a nigga looks up the life expectancy in your state,
Yeah.
he's angry. He's like, you got about 30 years left,
Yeah,
bro.
you take your magnesium
You
pills.
just went gold 20 years after you dropped your single. I have 2 golds and a double platinum.
Yeah.
That
Ouch. Take that, Joe.
does he really?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He put
That's
it. He
good
showed
for
the
him.
plaques too.
That's good for him.
He's successful and he's decent at music. He's not
Yeah.
horrible. He's not unbelievable, but he's decent at music.
He is.
He's had a label deal for a while, and he literally decided, "Yo, I'm done with YouTube. I'm gonna just go do this rapping shit."
Facts.
And stopped YouTube. did the rapping stuff for a couple years, and then came back to YouTube.
But then also put his family on in the
Oh
whole
my
process.
god, heavily.
I thought he was just a rapper. I didn't even know.
No, started out with YouTube vlogs and like
Yeah.
pranks and all that shit.
Yeah. He's one of the legends of YouTube, easily. And his
His
he's
clapbacks
been
are on point.
he's been going crazy. He brought up in his podcast in like 10 minutes of the podcast, he brought up Joe allegedly stepping on his ex's pregnant stomach.
But he said it in a kind of
Ruby
funny
Rose?
way.
No,
Oh.
Joe's ex.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Joe's ex,
back,
okay.
back in the day. Like,
And the
this
way he
is-
presented it too was like, nah, I heard this. I heard he'd be at home.
Oh, he was trolling
playing
the whole
Pump
way.
It Up.
Yeah.
Jumping on her stomach. Like, bro.
He's like,
this is-
and he's like, and that song don't even play nowhere. You know where you play? The trampoline zone. When I go to the trampoline
Literally.
place, that's where they be playing Pump It Up. I was like, God
Wow.
damn.
Yeah, cooked him.
He was clipping him. And Halle hasn't said anything. And I hope she never says anything. I really hope she just
Yo,
Stay out.
keep
Beyonce
it
has
pushing,
her in a
man.
headlock. She's not saying shit.
Well, it's more so the Beyonce school. Like, don't say
Yeah.
nothing. Put it in the music. Put in a documentary about how you felt during that time.
Yep.
Later on, like a year or 2 down the line, and just play it that way. Don't engage. Don't get online because she has
'Cause
gotten
she did that with
online.
the pregnancy thing.
Yeah, she has done
afterwards,
that.
and people were just like, "This makes no sense, girl." Like, just
She got
shut up.
flack for it. She
Yeah.
tried to lie and say she was. Well, she didn't try. She
She
lied and
lied.
said she wasn't pregnant.
and then
She
came back
lies.
with like a sob story afterwards. So it was kind of like, this makes no sense. Like, just keep it, private.
Yeah.
The whole time.
She thought it'd be stressful telling people and then ended up being stressed trying to hide it.
Yeah.
It's like, what's worse? Just let it go. Just let it go. But I'm not a celebrity. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. But yeah, no, I really hope that they can move on from this. He has basically said, listen, Hallie's my family. I got her for life. I'm not dating nobody. I don't even consider that as a thing for me. And if I do, it's going to be Hallie. I'm not dating none of y'all. He's like, I don't want extra baby mamas. I don't want none of that. If I date anyone, it's going to be Hallie.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's standing on big business. And he's always been a guy with a good moral code.
Yeah,
Like,
big time.
He's never been strayed from that. So
Yeah.
I believe him. I think the internet needs to
Put some respect on it.
open their mind a little bit because I think they just think he's Stedman.
Yeah. Yes, that's what Joe
I
was
think
saying.
they think he's Stedman.
That's what Joe
and
was saying a
is-
lot.
He's Jay-Z.
Elaborate.
He's got his own empire. She's got her own empire. In just two different lanes. Like it's just
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Two different lanes. That's what it is. Yeah.
Two different lanes.
Because people just
And
look at the music stuff. Like, I mean, you have a few bobs. Like, you're not really that guy.
That
but
boy's a multi-millionaire.
from time.
He don't need Hallie's money.
From
and he's
time.
been a multi-millionaire since like 2017,
Yeah,
16.
man.
Like
early.
he's not new to money.
No.
He's
You
not
be
new
over
to
there
fame
tricking
either.
off on her on Snapchat.
Yeah. And he seems like a great, very involved dad. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why do people have this vitriol? Because of a couple of tweets, bro?
Probably.
That's so weird, though. And he's like, he
But
said
I mean,
something
it's like
that
the
was
public,
interesting.
right?
He's like,
So
yo,
why are you gonna disrespect her publicly? Because some of the things that he said about her, or in regards to the situation, was kind of disrespectful, right? So
Yeah.
And then if nobody knows his history, it's like, okay, why are you taking disrespect publicly, and why are you with a man that has no money when you are our Disney princess?